Whew. Hello, everybody. It's Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm on just a couple minutes early. I need to send a message to my mom because she wanted to join us tonight. No, cancel that. Not sure how I can do that. Hi, Janet. If I disappear, I'll be right back. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, that's taken care of. Let me see if y'all are still with me. Are y'all still there? Awesome sauce. That's great. Okay. I had to share the link. I had to open another tag and share the link with my mom because she said if she got done with her chores, because she hadn't been down to the barn yet, if she got done, she'd be here. So, Mama, if you're here, hey. We're going to work on our June paper bag journal page. I'm going to go as long as I can with no wrist guard. I just did dishes and I put Bengay, so I smell like my grandmother. But I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, for those that are new, this is something I started in January. And these are my pages. This was my January page. And this opens like that. And there's a pocket in the top of the bag. And then there's a pocket on the back here. Okay. And some of this is sticking together. I'm thinking about, before I bind it, this one that I painted, I think I'm going to put some clear coat on it. I don't know if my mom will participate in chat or not. I don't think she has a YouTube accessibility or not. Dad, if you're listening, that might be something you can help Mom get set up so she can participate. This was my February. I still don't have the car show pictures in here where we went to the car show. Maybe we can work, Scott and I can work on that over the weekend. Let's see here. I'm trying to stack them in order. And this was my my March, and there's a lot in the March because that was my birthday month, and I've got all my cards and stuff in there. I'll have to unload all these pages before I can bind them. And this was, that was March. This was April. It got a little bent in the box. I had it stored. That's why I think I need to go ahead and get it bound. And then for May, for our anniversary, I haven't added anything yet. Nothing. So May was just really weird for us as far as the internet accessibility and our time. This fell off from something. This came. I'll have to put that back on. But anyway, I've got a paper bag and I've got the paper. I'm going to take my May here. I think this was something somebody sent me there. I'll just stick it in there. I just want to quickly, I think I cut this at 6.5, but I wanted to be sure. Yeah. Or was it 6 3/4? Well, I know how to tell because this was the remnants. So I cut the tab at 6 1/4 and then the remaining. I need something to write that on. 6 1/4 because my brain is like a sieve today. It'll be gone as soon as I walk away. So, just trying to grab a pen here. The what is this called? Flap is 6 1/4 by, and then you cut this a little bit shorter than the 12. You take about a 1/2 inch off, so cut it down to 11 1/2. Okay, and that's going to be your flap, and you score at 1/2 inch. Okay, just refreshing my brain because it's been a while since I created one. All right. Okay. Oh, the Bengay seems to be helping. Plus, I took another all-day pain reliever. Let's see if we can get a little bit more light in here. I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to the new setup because before I had the window would help me. That's a little better. Okay. Let's see who all is here. Jen Yates and Janet and Ruth Lamb and Lottie. Hi, Lottie. That's it so far. Everybody says hello. Hello, hello, hello. And hopefully my mama's watching if she's able to get back up, but she still had to feed the animals and let some in, let some out, and all that kind of stuff that you do when you have animals. So anyway, I'm kind of glad it's my left wrist I woke up with it hurting, and not my right, because that would really stink if it was my right. So let's see. I've got my scoreboard here, but I don't think it has a bone folder in it. My bone folder is. I guess I'm going to have to break down and buy another bone folder because for the life of me. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Yep. Woohoo! Because what you really want to do is you want to get this nice and smooth. Get your lunch bag. And I just use the cheap lunch bags that I find either at the thrift store or at the Dollar Tree. If you get them at the Dollar Tree, they might have a little, like the princesses on it or stuff. That doesn't matter because you're going to cover it with paper. This bag is kind of wonky, but I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. I don't want to dig for another one. Whew, that Bengay makes you feel hot when it's as hot as it is. It's currently 88 degrees here, I think. Hi, Kathy Whitney. Okay, I'm apparently not seeing everything. Let me tell them I want to see all of live chat. Just in case nobody knows about that, at the top of the chat area, it'll say top chat or live chat. Choose live chat so you see everything everybody says. Because if it's on top chat, it'll just be the most talkative people. And I don't want to miss anybody. All right, so you get this nice and smooth. Ooh, this page is going to smell like Bengay because I keep brushing it. I like to trim my bag down just a little bit, just to take off this little bit there, the raggedy edge. Oh, and this is the paper. I just grabbed anything, and with it being June and it's warmed up, I figured we might do some things in the outdoors. So it's just got different, you know, outdoorsy camping type stuff. But then there's like the bandana would be cool. Marshmallows, maybe. That would be, you know, non-commitment of what it could be for. All right, so I'm going to use some of this paper. I'm trying to use all my paper up. So I'm going to just trim this down to remove the the little bit there. And then I'm going to trim this to 6 1/4. This is just a 12 by 12 of craft cardstock. And this part you save for your big tag that goes inside your paper bag. And then we need to trim this a 1/2 inch off. You know what? I don't even need to do that. I just need to trim a 1/2 inch off, and I can do that with the marks on this side. So I'll just trim a 1/2 inch off. Okay. We're going to get our scoreboard and score it at a 1/2 inch. Basically, I went for whatever paper I could grab quickly out of the closet without having to move a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh, you know what I didn't pull out is my corner rounder, and I want that. All right. So I'm going to fold this over like so. And I like to trim a little bit so it fits nice in the bag. I just trim a little corner off from here, like so. Grab the corner rounder. All right, and I'm going to round my corners of my flap, and I want to round all the corners on the piece that'll be my tag. All right, I'm going to put this in, and I use the scrappy tape and a little glue just to, make sure it's in there secure. It's doing better because I took a pain reliever and put some Bengay on it, as Janet suggested. I haven't iced it yet, but I did just do the dishes. It just is real sore all in my wrist right here. You can see there's a little swelling. So I overdid yesterday trying to do 7 blocks plus a large block, quilt block. So I just overdid, pushed it too hard. Get my backup up. I'm going to store that upside down until I'm ready for it. So, let's see here. There we go. I'm just going to put a strip of this down the middle of the little part that I scored at. I had thought about doing the hidden hinge method like Paper Phenomenon does. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that off screen because I know she gets upset if somebody shows how to do her method. So what I'll do is when I do the hinge method, I will just provide a link to her tutorial so that we don't step on any toes. I hope that's okay with everybody. And then once I get her hinge system together, hi Mary, I'll come back on with the pages attached to the hinge system, and I'll walk you through making a cover because I decided I am going to put my 6 months into its own little handmade book. And then in July, at the end of this month, when we do our July page, I will be saving that to December for the last 6 months of the year. I hope that makes sense. let's see, I need this to fold toward the flap because that'll be the outside. I really just want a little bit of glue on here because I don't want this flap to fall out. All right. So let's see. We need this to be on the opposite side from where we'll create the pocket. So it needs to be on this side. And I'm going to just slide it in. Because you don't want the edge of the bag to go over the your crease. Because if it does, it'll affect how that opens and closes. This bag is a little wonky. I'm gonna have to work with it a little bit here. All right. So it's attached on the back side. I'm going to pull this away, and I'm going to glue in here. So this is all glued together. All right, so there's our flap. I'm going to look through and see what I need to do. Yeah, I got my tag today from Jen too. I think everybody saw the video. Oh, Mary, I got something. I ordered a couple things from Amazon, and one of the things I ordered was this scallop circle die, and I'm thinking I might use it for your Friday event. This set didn't cost much, and it comes with a little bow bonus die. So I was tickled to death to get these, and I thought how cool that would be for whatever Mary's going to do on Friday. And I'm assuming we're going to cut circles out of our painty papers. And if so, I was thinking I might pre-die cut just some painty paper up into these circles. The smallest one? Okay. All right. So I'll cut some with the smallest one if that's what we're going to do. It's just I thought if I had them cut ahead of time, I wouldn't have to have my die cutting machine over here on the table in the way. I could have my circles pre-cut to go. So I might do that. Yeah, I've got some painty papers left over from my last time, but I need to have a session of making painty papers with my glass cutting board just for something different. You don't want anything larger than 1.5 inches. Well, let's see. Let's see what this little one is. Yeah, this little one's with the scallop, it is slightly over 1.5 inches, but not much. Because if you count just the inside part, you know, just the circle part of it, it's just a little under 1.5 inches. But the scallop makes it 1 3/4 inches. So I'll make it work. Janet, I think Mary said in her video that a 1-inch punch would be okay, but nothing really much smaller than that. Am I right, Mary? Okay. Let's pick some papers out of our paper. What did I do with it? I kind of want just outdoorsy papers. I don't want anything that really denotes that it's camping. So we'll look through here. Yeah, I got this paper years ago. See, I like that one. So I'll pull the check out. I'm going to pull this bandana out. Oh, your brother would like that one, Mary. It's fishing lures. Kind of like the trees. Some of this paper I need to gift to somebody that camps and hunts and fishes and things like that, because I'll probably never use that kind of stuff. Now that one's kind of cool. You know what I don't have here is one of those giant playing cards. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just get a scrap of paper, and I guess that's it of the different kinds. Yeah, then it just repeats again. So I'm going to utilize what I have here. Jen wants a painty paper lesson. Okay. We can do that. Let's see how quickly we can get this decorated, because all I'm going to do tonight is okay. I'm sorry. I was reading Mary's comments. I went brain dead there for a minute. Sorry. See how quickly we can do this, because all I'm going to do is decorate it tonight. So I'm going to do the bag portion first, starting with the pocket side. And I think before I glue this part here down to make the little pocket, I'm going to put some paper up here so it can go down in the pocket just a little ways. So let's see, from the top of the pocket to the top of my bag is 8 inches. So if I cut a piece, probably 8 1/4 tall would be plenty. And then it is 6 inches wide, so 5 3/4. So 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this way first. 5 3/4. And then we'll do 8 1/4 this way. So that will be the piece that goes on the bag right there. So underneath that, we got to decorate this piece. So I'm going to do the, do 5 3/4. Three-quarters, and then I'm going to do this one. It needs to be a weird measurement, because this is a, let's see. So a little bit more than 3 3/4. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, here we go. All right. Now, do y'all think I should ink the edges? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. My brain is really having trouble tonight. Do you have that problem, like when you've had pain all day? Does it seem like your brain just doesn't want to work too? That's what I'm running into. It's like my whole focus all day was the stupid pain, and now I'm having fun, and now my brain doesn't want to work. Good heavens. That would be cool, Mary. Okay, so let's flip this over. I'm just cutting my pieces so I don't have to lift and put down this this here over and over. So this needs to be 5 1/2 wide by 11 1/4 tall. So let's cut this at the 11 1/4 by, what did I say? 5 and something. 5 1/2. 5 1/2. Now all these measurements are based on my paper bag. What you have to do is measure, like if you're using a smaller bag, just measure what you have and take away 1/4 inch, and that will give you the size paper you need to leave just a little bit of border all the way around. So now we need to cut another one that same size for the back side of that. I think I'm going to use this one. So because my brain is like a sieve, 11 1/4. And save your little strips because you can use them as dividers on your pages. And I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. And 5 1/2, right? 5 1/2 wide. All right. So this will be my inside flap here. And then I need a big piece that's going to be about 5 3/4 wide, which we'll go ahead and use the bandana one. 5 3/4. Now this one's going to be hard because I'm going to end up, let's see, I'm at 12. So I need to come down to 11 3/4. But if I cut 11 1/8 here, no, that's not right. Let's see. The total needs to be 11 3/4. 11 3/4. So if I take this to 11 7/8, and I'll trim 1/8 of an inch off this end, and then I'll turn it and get it at the 11 3/4. I can take 1/8 off this end, and that way my bandana piece is still centered. So I think that's all. Nope, we got to cut paper for this. So this is a 12-inch tag by 5 3/4. I do too. Now with the tag that goes down inside your bag, if you wanted to, you could divide it. So like you could have a photo mat here and a photo mat here, and then you could put your strip in the middle. And that way you could utilize all your little scraps and stuff. So I'm going to do that because I'm going to have to cut the bandana in half. So if I cut this at 6, see, then I could do one way and one this way. That would look kind of cool. And then that's going to need to be trimmed down too. And take it down to about 5 1/2. So I'm going to do 5 1/2 here. And I'll do 5 1/2 off this side here. Man, that looks small. That doesn't look right. Well, I cut the wrong side. That's what I did. I cut the wrong side. Okay, that's all right. We'll make this work. I know ways to hide the boo-boos. I'm going to trim this down to kind of match that other one. All right. These here. Where'd that little strip go? I had a little strip. Oh, it's all the way over here. So what I can do is when I adhere this one down, I'm going to round these corners. I can do like that and that. And then I can just lay this over the middle of them or down the middle of them like that. That'll work. So I'll stack that up and we'll make that work. Yes, all of the kitties are home safe and sound. Oh, and before I forget, I want to share something I bought on Amazon. This is not, I bought these myself. They didn't ask me to do any of this. This is just a product review. If you have any kind of pet that has fur, these are amazing and they're less than 12 bucks. You just put them on and you pet the animal and it's just exactly like they show in this picture. You can just peel a hand-shaped layer of hair off. And the cats loved it. All three of my cats were like, oh, in heaven, because it kind of massages them. And they just loved it. And I got a ton of hair off all three of them. Howie still needs more brushing, but the other two are pretty good. Scott said, you're dethatching the cats. All right, so now I want to do another step like this one. Can I get maybe 2 5.5 inch? We'll cut this at 5.5. And then I'm going to do 5.5 again. 5.5. Oh, I cut it at 5.25. That's okay. I'll make it work. I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip off from here. And then cut this at 5.5. All right. I probably confused you guys completely and totally out there. All right. So I'm debating, should I use the distress ink on the edges of all of this paper? Because this is a lot of paper. My son makes pizza from scratch with yeast risen dough and everything. It turns out so good. Yeah, and then if you do mini pizzas with the family, they can put whatever toppings they want on it. And that way you don't have somebody sitting at the table going, ew, I don't like bell peppers, or, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab the ink because I think it gives you a better look. Oh. I've never tried the bought pizza dough, and now that we don't eat bread much anymore, I'm trying to learn to do that substitute for the dough, the bread dough, pizza dough with that cauliflower crust. I made one pizza doing a cauliflower crust, and it actually tastes really good, but it was a lot of work to rice your own cauliflower. So I think next time I'll just buy it already riced. You can get it in the freezer section now. Riced cauliflower. So it's all in like little uniform pieces. I'm probably going to have to go back and touch up where I round corners, but I figured I can do this really quick. And then just touch up. I have to agree with Shell C on that one thing. Is when you do like artist trading cards and stuff, go around your edges a little bit to give yourself a finished edge. Oh gosh, that hurts. I'm just going to cut this the same length. Yeah, I made one from scratch where I cooked the cauliflower and I squeezed it and squeezed it and squeezed it to get as much water out as I could. It was just a lot of work. I don't have a ricer, you know, one of those things that you can put it through and it turns it into little rice shaped bits. I can't wait to see what Mary's up to on Friday. She's got me intrigued. So is anybody doing their June paper bag page with me? You guys, I'm going to have to put the brace back on. Can you give me just a sec? I'm sure we will. Oh, okay. I haven't really eaten yet tonight. I took my meds. Oh, okay. This just makes it a little bit more difficult to do things, but it just gives me relief instantly. All right, so I'm going to fold my bag. I'm going to work on my big tag that goes inside the bag. Oh, okay. All right. That sounds good, Mary. So I want this bag to go this way, and I want this one to go the opposite way. And I want to try to make sure they all kind of are even. And I want this little red strip in the middle. All right, so if I work from the bottom up, I should be able to get it pretty even. But before I do that, I need to round the bottom two corners on this one. And take my little sponge here. I'm not going to round the red one, but I'll round the two top corners here. I haven't done my artist trading card for today. Who all is participating in that? I might do that before I get off here too. Sort of cleaning today. What happens when I start cleaning up is I find projects I want to finish, and then I start working on those. And then Scott comes home and says something like, I thought you were going to clean this up today. Well, I was, but... And I get this tape from Scrapbook Pal because it's only like $2.99 for 30 feet, I think it is. And if your order is $25 or more in the lower 48, you get free shipping. So I try to wait and order some $25 worth of stuff from them and get free shipping. All right. So I'm going to do my little trick that I learned from one of the card makers. Christina Werner, I think it was, I saw do this. I think it was Christina. It might have been, I call her partner in crime, the other gal that does cards. Oh my goodness. And she and Christina kind of pair up every once in a while. Oh, I can't remember her name. I'm slower tonight, guys, so bear with me. All right. I just love this trick because you can get it pretty even this way. And see, you can use these little sections of where I put paper down to put photos down on, or you can do just a piece of paper if you want to journal in an area. You know, put a piece of, like, I don't know if I'd use white, or I'd use like an off-white paper, like an ecru color, or maybe a little beige, again, would look good. All right, and I'm going to put this piece just up next to that one. Yeah, I have some bases set aside for the ATCs. Like, I created those backgrounds the other night, and I thought I'd left them right here where I could grab them. I probably moved them off the table to give myself more room. Lisa says it looks like a tornado went through her room because she started spinning and doing paper crafts after she got it all clean. I had thought about going back down and doing some painting at the house, but I think I need to let this rest until the weekend. And then Scott and I have some projects here that he needs to get finished. He's going to hang some trim pieces, and then we got to paint the ceiling out there on the porch. And then he's going to install the new light that we got to go out there for Adele. And hopefully he's going to set it up to where I can have a dryer again up here, because I've been using the drying racks the whole time we've been up here. And I've got it down to a system. It's just I can only do like 2 loads of laundry at a time, and there's got to be 2 or 3 days in between to dry everything. There's too many stray cats for me to set them up out on the porch with the porch not being screened anymore. I'm afraid our clothes would get sprayed. So I don't set them up out there. Ah, let go. So oh, that looks crooked as can be. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, it's crooked. I don't care. It's mine. Not making it to sell or anything. I should have, I don't know. It looks fine down there, but then once I got up here to keep this all straight, it looks wonky. It's okay. I'm going to go with it. I haven't done it yet, Kathy. That's what I've pulled Jen's a couple pieces off from the napkin. So if I can get this finished, we'll look at doing today's artist trading card together. This would be cool, as if Scott and I go somewhere that we go swimming, we could put some pictures here. Okay, so I need to round the bottom too here. That's the bad part about trying to divide it up, is getting the paper to be straight all the way up the tag. But a lot of this paper will end up getting covered with stuff anyway. I need to print off pictures and that kind of stuff. I'd like to do that before I bind it, have the pictures all printed off for each month so that I can fill the book up and do some journaling in it before I forget everything that we did. Yeah, if you've just been haphazardly making backgrounds like I did the other night, you can just take a napkin and put a napkin over the entire piece, and just so some of the color peeks through here and there. That's what I did on that butterflies that I did for Evie. And I come to find out Evie's had her challenge close at June 1st. And so I went ahead and I mailed them to her and sent her a message that I meant to get them to her sooner, a lot sooner. But this summer is just going to be nuts. So I'm just going to play it by ear from week to week, what we do and how much I can get done. And if I get too tired, I'll just take a break, because I have to start listening better to my body. I'm not 20 anymore. That's awesome, Dawn. See, I painted on the very first one I did, and then I just decided to do the paper because it's a lot less messy to do live. But I might do some more painted ones in the next half of the year. You know, it'd be really funny is if we made up a page and then we did a pick 10 and had to do it on the whole page. That would be fun. So now the round robins, which the round robin that just started out, which Barb Filion is involved in. In fact, I mailed to Barb up in Canada. Sometimes she pops in here. All those are starting this month. I'm hoping we can get all 6 of us. I think there's 6 of us doing the round robin this time. I'm hoping we can each get a round on each other's and have it back by Christmas. I just thought that would be a fun thing to do, because it would give us June, July, August, September, October, November to get them back. So basically, you'd have a month to get each round on. And I told them, I said, you know, we can do you can do traditional colors like the red and green, or you can do blue and white, or you can do jewel tones, anything that says Christmas to you, or however you want it to be. So they won't all be red and green. I did mine in red and green just because I was trying to use just the stuff I had on hand, and I had more red and green than blue and white. Hi, Holly. Oh, what happened? Oh, Dawn, girl, what did you do? Oh, ouch. Yeah, whenever you bump your head, it seems to really swell a lot. My mom said, because she was a respiratory therapist, she said the reason head wounds bleed so bad and you get swelling is your body's trying to protect your brain. That's what she told me. Not tonight, Dawn. We'll have to do that another time when my wrist isn't hurting, because that's a pretty involved thing. And another thing is I'm going to be using paper bag phenomenon, Laura Dennison's technique. And I was just going to leave a link to her technique, because she does get upset if somebody else shows how to do her technique. So, and I don't want to step on any toes. She comes up with some amazing things. I might actually put it in the link to the tutorial on how to do it down below. I'll have to look it up. It's been a while since I saved it, so it might take me a minute to find it. We could actually do a non-quilting round robin. And the way we could do it is to just, if like 6 people were in a group, you could make a little 6-page journal, and each person would do a page, and you would just send your journal. Your journal would travel for you and collect art along the way. It would be the same as the quilting blocks, but with the quilting blocks, we do around some, you know, our center block, however big we decided to do that. I was going to Janet, I was going to try to find Paper Bag Phenomenon, her instructions on how to do the hidden hinge, because I'm not going to do Stack the Deck, but I want to do her hidden hinge on these bags, because you're going to attach it in the side of the bag that's free. So I don't know if that's something you can find or not. Lisa's in on the traveling journal. I just think that could be fun, and you wouldn't have to do, you know, a great big journal. Say the biggest we would go, let's see. I did this envelope up, but I haven't filled it with anything yet. And I've got to do some Happy Mail up for one of our swappies from our spring, the little books we made. Oh, words are having a horrible time coming out of my brain. The zines. I'm doing up a surprise package because somebody didn't get a zine. So I'm going to do her up a Happy Mail package. But we could do our journals, you know, something not too thick, because, you know, as each person adds something, it would get thicker. But if we put it so it would fit in something this size or smaller, and then this is no bigger than this, which is about 12 inches by 9 by 12. That would be a nice size. Or we could go to the one that's, what's the one that's the next size down? I think it's 5 by 7. A 5 by 7 could be a really sweet little traveling journal. So we'll talk about it on the group page. If you're interested in it, just, you know, mention what size you'd be interested in. So there's the tag. It's bothering me that I'm crooked there, but I don't know. I'll make something work. But we can talk about that some more. We'll set that aside, and we'll attach the things onto the bag now. I think I'll start on the pocket side. Holly, how many have you taken in, girlfriend? I thought I was nuts with the 3 plus 2 plus the 2 plus 1 down at the other house. Greg's been feeding this other stray cat down there. That cat kind of freaks me out. I told Greg, I said, don't you dare let him in the house. He'll spray everything. He's a fully intact male that's been on the prowl for too long. And besides, he could have, you know, feline AIDS or leukemia, or you don't know what a feral cat has. I just told him, I said, I don't want him near your other cats, or you'll lose them, and then I would be contaminated and come back here and contaminate my cats, and I don't want to do that. This is just Distress ink on a cosmetic sponge, and I'm just running along the edge to kind of hide that white paper, the internal white paper on here. It gives it a finished edge. I'm trying to hurry up with this so we're not doing a paper bag all night long, and we can maybe do something else. Let's see how long I last here. Oh, did the mother get killed, Holly? Are you having to bottle feed? There are just so many cats, and I don't understand people that won't get their cats spayed or neutered, because there are so many. I could drive by that house that we looked at. There's like 100 cats there, and I don't know. It looked like somebody was feeding them, and my vet said that that's one of the cruelest things you can do is feed them, because they're overpopulated and you just help spread disease. I hadn't even thought about that. I'm kind-hearted too, but I don't want to make their conditions worse trying to help them. And I'm going to wait and do my tag inserts till later, because I got to find what I did with my big tags. When that guy came to install our cable line, we just moved everything out of the little room that Scott kind of uses as a den. He likes to go in there and be away from the air conditioners, because there's no air conditioner in that room, and he doesn't have something blowing on him and the noise of them, and you know. He told me the TV that Adele has here, because we don't watch TV, he said that it's actually got where we could hook a cable to my laptop, and I could watch YouTube videos on the television. I thought that was cool. Oh, I haven't seen that one yet, Mary. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, goodness, Holly. Oh. Uh-oh. Dawn said her cat Figaro has had 2 hysterectomies, and she still gets pissed off at them. Yeah, they get a little attitude. That's for sure. They give you that look, what have you done? What did you do to me? Okay, I got to stand up to do this one. Let's see here. This bag is kind of wonky, so it's not wanting to do too good here. Yeah, my son sees a bunch of cats where he works, and they get run over in the parking lot. All right, here's that one. This reminds me of a lumberjack's coat or jacket or shirt. Oh, I've already put the tape on too. It's called Scrapbook Pal, is where I get my tape. This one right here. It tears real easy, and if you burnish it good, it doesn't give you a lot of trouble of coming separated. But you do have to kind of really, you know, burnish well, push down on it so it's really adhered to whatever you're trying to adhere. I think I want the boxes toward the bottom there. Okay. And because I don't like to deal with the stickiness of tape on the little pocket piece, I use glue. Just, this is the Scotch Quick Dry. I miss their old packaging with the lid that you could stand upside down. This little squatty lid doesn't do it for me. They used to do a lid that you could set the bottle just like that. It would stay upside down. Hi, Susan. And if you go to Scrapbook Pal and you set up an account with them, periodically they'll send you an email with a freebie. I got the tiniest little free mouse die with an order one time, but you have to be fast because the freebies go fast. They limit the quantities. See, if we put all our cats together, we'd have 7 or 8 if we count the weird orange one that Greg's been feeding. All right, now on this one, oh goodness heavens. Whew. Okay, on my flap, I want the corners rounded on the left side of this one. So I'm going to round that one and that one. All right. I want to ask the vet if I bring them all at once, will he give me a discount? I just need one more cat carrier. I keep hoping somebody else will like put one out at the street for the trashmen. That's how I've been getting my cat carriers lately. Is it's like somebody gets a cat and then they decide, or a dog, a small dog, and then they decide they don't want them, and then they just throw the carriers away, which I can't imagine just throwing them away, but they do. You know, if you're going to have something like that happen and you decide you don't want the cat or whatever, the cat dies and you don't want the stuff, why not donate it to a shelter? Because, you know, they always need places to house newly arrived animals and, you know, things like that. Or a quiet place for one that's injured to hide. I can't understand just tossing them out. So I told Scott, I said, once I collect enough for our own cats, I'm going to start collecting them and cleaning them out with bleach and then donating them to the shelter, because as our vet that we love that's down near our house, he's always asking, like, if you update your linens, like old towels and blankets that you're just going to donate to, please donate them to him for like after surgery. The cats and dogs have to be in blankets and stuff to keep them from getting shot. You know, they're just like people coming out of surgery. Nothing feels quite as good as those blankets they give you at the hospital when you're coming around that are nice and toasty warm. Oh, I was going to ask, did anybody watch Miss Helen make her big mushrooms out of the concrete or Quikrete. I just love to watch her. Scott says, oh, she's just the sweetest thing. She's like the rest of us, though. She gets to talking and she forgets where her mind's going. And she'll say, well, I need to get back to it. Or she'll say, oh, never mind. She's just so sweet. And she did the thread pulls like Lisa was trying to do the other day. But Helen did it where she put out all this epoxy one time. And then she dropped some really saturated yarn. I think it was yarn she used. And she did this huge picture. It was gorgeous. She's got so many different projects on there that she's done. Her little grandson, he's probably early 20s or late teens. He gets on there sometimes with her, and boy, he loves his grandma. You can just tell how much he loves his grandmother. It's just so sweet. All right, so now this one goes here. So it'll be the right corners that we have to round off. I just think this is going to be a really cute book when they're put together. Well, I'll furnish the link on how to do the hinge system. And then once I get mine attached to a hinge system, I will come on and show you how to make covers out of recycled cardboard. I think I've got some cardboard that's big enough to do this. If not, I know I've got chipboard that I saved from when the decorative boxes came in at Michael's. I would save the cardboard and bring it home. I think I've got some that are big enough. Oops. All right. Well, I might as well do this one while I'm here. And I think this is the last piece we have to attach. I just won't have a tag done up or a three-folded or trifolded three-folded. Oh, my Lord. For my pocket. You can make just a little book up. You can do a tag. Anything to just add a little something to your pocket if you want to. Or if you go somewhere and they have flyers, think about saving those, you know, or bring home a paper menu and add it in there if you try a new restaurant. There's all kinds of little things. Gina and Cindy are really good at that collecting of little mementos. Those two got it down to an art. So we're just going to attach this here. Yeah, I'm always finding good stuff in the curbside pickup. I keep telling Scott, when we get settled, I'm going to collect old chairs and paint them in funky colors and take the seats out of them and put one of those wire baskets that you can get like at Joann's or Lowe's or Home Depot in the springtime that you put a moss liner in and you plant stuff in, and just make like a Mad Hatter Tea Party arrangement with planted chairs out in the yard. He told me I was crazy. It's like, maybe, but you married me. Can never have too many shelves, that's for sure. We were talking about it with the number of books that we own, that we read and we refer back to. We need to put build in some bookshelves, and underneath the house really put some substantial reinforcement under the floor for the sheer weight of the books. Whoever helps us move, if we can get anybody to help us move into a new house, they're going to have a job lifting all those boxes of heavy books that we have. Scott and I have always been book lovers. And most of it's how to DIY, nature related. Did that stick? Kind of felt like it did. It left a little piece of the, there we go. Did I tell you guys about the red foxes? I think I did. I had never heard them, especially so close to the house. It was a funny bark. I told Scott, we were laying there in bed, and I said, what on earth is that? And he said, I have no idea. And he went out, and he said they were eyes were kind of close together, and they took off running. There was a pair of them out there. That's why we were so worried about Howie and Tippy, because that was pretty close to the house. Your hubby calls Pinterest the devil. Scott says, I just don't understand Pinterest. It's like a never-ending rabbit hole. And some of the places don't take you anywhere. They give you that 404. He said, I hate Pinterest. I was like, well, I think it's more of something women like. I said, you get a lot of ideas. Sometimes you never make it to their tutorials, but I can look at stuff people have done and kind of figure out, you know, how they got there. He said, I just don't understand it. And I said, well, I don't understand Twitter. I think that's a waste of time too. But anyway. He calls Facebook that too. Yeah. If it wasn't for the groups that I'm in and the people I've met through Facebook, I probably would just get off from there. But it does give me an organizing tool to keep in contact with people that I like doing, like my quilt group. It's a small group. We've been together for years and years and years, jumping from one, you know, format to another. If I can get this one stuck down, we'll go and we'll do my artist trading card for today. I think I cut this one a little narrow. Well, we're going to go with it. Maybe not. All right. There's my June page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my little scraps here with it until I can do my other tag. I think what I might do is just make it like it's a folder. Put this in here. Kind of like those trees, just as a little accent. I might stick them down on here. I'm going to stick those down with just some glue. Oh, Dawn, that sounds like a good idea. Does anybody else use that Nextdoor group? Our neighborhood uses it for the neighborhood. It's Nextdoor, and then the neighborhood our house is in. But most of the time, it's inundated with people selling the sunglasses or leggings ads, and I'm like, that's just not doing anything for me. Periodically, somebody will post on there that they've lost their cat or dog, but most of the time, it's just another place for ads to get shared. I told Scott, I said, I'm going to get off from that because it's not doing anything for us. It's not a benefit. It's just another annoyance. I just did that because I thought it looked kind of neat. Yeah, my brother posts pictures of, him and his family, but he's got it so they can't be shared because he doesn't want his twins all over the, internet, or his older children. So there's my bag for June so far. And, well, here's part of the napkin. I wonder what I did with the rest of it. I bet it fell out. Let me see if I can find the rest of it, and I'll finish my ATC for today. But I'll come back and show how it's going to look on the hinges. What did I do with those? I was trying to clean up so quickly. I swore. Oh, I didn't put the tag back in the bag. All right, so the tag, when you stick it in the bag, has to go on the side that doesn't have the pocket, so that this will go all the way in. I might add tabs to my big tags too, so they stick up above. Let's see here. I had all of my stuff in a oh, there's a giant paper card now. That'll learn me to clean up too quickly. All right. This is some cleanup paper. And then I've cut some inchies out of it. There's some ATC backgrounds. But then I had all these leftover bits, and what I did is I just attached some tape to the back. So now these are like washi tape strips. We might keep those strips up here. And I've got some words I printed out on. Those are some quotes. There's another piece of that. I got to get back on with Kylie Koo's inspiration decks. I got punched out circles. I have punched out circles already, Mary. All right. I was thinking of using some of this trim that I got at the Goodwill. I don't know what I did with my... Oh, that'll learn me for cleaning up too quickly. I had a whole stack ATC backgrounds, and I know y'all don't want to sit and watch me try to find stuff that I should have had already. What else did I do? Oh, here they are. My bad. Okay. So, I think I do want to use some of that. I like that laugh every day. Let's see. I've got, these are the ones I did the other night when we were doing that. What was it? Lisa's Pick 10. That's what we were doing. So I thought about using one of these and then adding a piece of that napkin that Jen sent me on there somehow, or maybe on this one. That could actually look pretty cool on that one. I thought that looked kind of pretty on there because it's got green on it. So we might do 2 artist trading cards. Save these for another time. And Lisa is her name. Oh. What you stuck on, Holly? When in doubt, bring the bling out. Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm going to grab some matte medium or something. I'm going to add something. See, I cut out some little squares and circles. So I have squares and circles all cut out of painty paper. It's cleanup paper. So let me get some stuff to put this down. Scott's not here to open it for me, so I may not be able to get it open. I don't think I had, I was thinking if I had some texture paste that was in a copper, I could add some texture paste on here too. Oh, okay. Oh man, I don't know if I can get this open. I can't put any pressure on it with the wrist. Let me see if I can get something else to stick these down with. Can't get the gel medium open. Oh, maybe I can get the Mod Podge paper open. I can get that open. Okay. Whew. I was like, what am I going to do if I can't get anything open? This is my gluing brush, and it's seen better days. It's getting to where no matter how quickly I clean it, it's still pretty stiff in the middle. And I don't have anything on here to protect the table, but thankfully I can take a razor and have it clear in no time. Set that aside to dry. I'll be ahead a day at this rate doing 2. This has got Mitchell Design Works with an elephant along it. When it's dried, I'll cut the excess away. I was just thinking, these two, I mounted my cleanup paper on a piece of the cat food divider. Keep a wax paper under the lids, good idea. Oh, okay. Well, this one I just added the center of Jen's napkin. And then this one, I've added the border, which has an elephant on it. And I just add little bits. But then on these, I was thinking I would add a whole piece of tissue. Hang on, I'll show you. Somebody sent me this really pretty tissue that's got these gold hearts on it, and I've been slowly using it up. And look, it's got a piece of washi on it. And because the butterflies are kind of going sideways, I thought if I covered the whole thing, some of the color will peek through, but it won't be noticeable that the butterflies are crooked. Might save that piece that's got the washi on it for another project. And I'm not too worried if it's got wrinkles and stuff on it. I'm just going to cover this one all up with Mod Podge. I don't think I'm going to put any Mod Podge over the top because it'll dull the hearts. But you can see how some of the color still kind of shows through, but then the hearts are kind of taken over. All right. I'm not going to do anything with this one because I love that copper on the blue, and I don't have an idea completely formed for it, so I don't want to mess it up. That way, if you get a piece of cleanup paper and it's just too busy, if you don't want to knock it back with gesso, just cover it with like an interesting tissue paper or deli paper or something like that that'll let some of the colors show through, but not all of them. So we'll go back and I'm going to trim this one off. Maybe. Sometimes it's easier just to tear them. That's what Packer Dye does a lot, is she tears the tissue. So see, I've got this little bit that you could maybe add on the other side if you wanted to. But I'm thinking I'm not going to do that. Oh, Judith Umfleet is just watched my video on Jen's tag. Kathy just included her beads as individual beads, and then when I got them, I hooked them together with jump rings, and then just added them next to her awesome tassel that she made on the ring. These scissors used to be really sharp, but I think that over the years of paper cutting, it's really dulled them up. So I created a whole different background on this one. See how the colors shine through, but you can't tell that the butterflies were going the wrong way anymore on this one. This is really flashy. So I'll have to think up something to go with this now. I'm just going to set that aside to dry. I want to finish these other two off. And I save all the little bits because you can add them to other projects. In fact, I could add some of this with the hearts. I thought this was a whole spool of this stuff, but I've got 2 spools of orange in here, and then just this little sequin trim that's tiny. Paid $1.79. I think there was a couple other things in this package, but I thought this was the perfect size. Oh, look, and there's even a piece that's already cut off. We'll just put this back in here. It's the perfect size to go on artist trading cards. I think that'll look pretty on there. I need to decide what else I want on here. What do you think I should add? I've got flowers and stuff that we could add that are kind of flat. We need to come up with a project to use stickers, you know, just random stickers. I have a whole basket of stickers that either I've been gifted or I bought, but I don't have a way to use them all. I need to come up with an interesting way. Generally, I'll put a quote or something on my tags. I think I'm going to put some copper paint along the edges. I'm going to keep this, I might add it. Put copper on the edges of these. Let me grab that copper paint. And look peek and see if any of the kitties want to come in while I'm up. This is the copper. Right. Pretty sunset over the lake. Timmy, want to come in? Hey, Bobby. You have a zipper? Howard? Come on. Hi, Holly. Come on. You coming in? Come in. No? Come on, boys. Howie was almost in the door, and then Tippy did this crazy thing of running in circles and stirring up leaves, and it scared Howie, and his tail all swooshed out, and he decided to go back out. I'm going to just use my finger. Yeah, my son learned to leave my scissors alone early on for my fabric scissors. I'm just kind of smooshing paint along the edge, and I don't care if it makes like a little ridge on the artist trading card. Kind of like how that looks. Ooh, let's see. No. If it gets on the table, I'll clean it up like it just got on the table. Sorry, I'm not watching chat. I'm in the zone. Trying to think of what else to add to the fronts of these. Of course, now the cats are knocking at the door. Oh, my thumb is sticking in the stuff. Oh, Ruth is posting to Instagram. Ah, I'm getting copper paint everywhere. Oh, okay, Dawn. Enjoy your ice cream. We still haven't found a nice place to get soft serve ice cream up here. We miss our Zestos so bad. Look, she's sharing her ice cream. See how the ice cream comes? Hi, Sarah, Cranky Crafter. Yeah, just use what you have. I mean, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to stay away from the craft stores. I have so much stuff after working for Joann's for like 7 years and then working for Michael's for 5. I have so much stuff. I need to just focus on using it up. All right, that needs to dry just a minute. Hello, Howard. I just leave the door propped open for them, but I'm kind of afraid of what they might bring in or what might run in. Let's see. I've got a box of just miscellaneous stuff. Don't we all have a box like that that's just miscellaneous stuff? And I got leftover stuff that other people have sent me in the I don't know if I want to use any of that. Let's see. I'm thinking. All right, here. This could be fun. I'll have to paint some of them. I've got these pretty chipboard cats. Got that, and I got a dog and a key. A key might look cool on this one. Or maybe got these buttons that are butterflies. And I got smaller, some of these butterflies I think I bought from Saw Crafters years ago. And we could, I guess I could emboss on these. No. And I also have hearts. Different hearts. Some sheep and a telephone. What's under the sheep? Circles. I got little houses. Just looking to see what I've got shoved down in this box. Okay. Those words are all too big for these tiny projects. So I think I'm going to do a cat and that telephone. All right, so if I add the cat and the telephone, what colors should, oh my goodness sakes. Give me just a second, guys, and I'll shoot him a... Oh, okay. You guys, you girls, quit chatting for a minute. I'm trying to send a message here. No, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, I like the kitty cat too. He's got flowers in him. So I'm thinking maybe put him on here, on that one, and put the telephone on this one. The paint on the edges is still wet. So what color should I paint these guys? Yeah, he's going to be 32 next month. He's on his own down there in the house, and he gets lonely. And he's always telling me he's going to do a video picking on us about our crafting, and he's going to pretend to snort glitter. Hi, Peg. Peg Robinson's here. I'm just taking a minute to let my wrist rest. So I almost like the natural color of the telephone. I must have held it weird in my sleep last night because it just was killing me this morning. So anyhow. Yep, the napkin, I used parts of her napkin right here. And then this little medallion is from Jen's napkin. So now I'm thinking, should I add color to these, the phone and the kitty, or just leave them plain? I feel like the kitty needs something. What if I do him like he's a black silhouette? I wonder how that would look on there. White or turquoise that kitty? Well, let's get some white. We'll try him with white. You guys, be nice to each other. Nice. I actually have a cream. I'm just going to get a little piece of paper or something to put paint on out of my scrap bin. Here, this is a scrap right here. It's kind of a cool scrap. It's got dots on it. This is the off-white. Let's see what off-white looks like. Could paint him like Tippy and just give him like a little gray on his head and then paint most of his tail gray. Speaking of Tippy, honey, I'm busy right now. Oh, wet paint, wet paint, wet paint, white cat. Come here. Oh, goodness. All right. No, 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 no. You can't be up here right now. I'm sorry. Now he's acting like his feelings were hurt. This dries so quickly on the chipboard that I'm putting a second coat on. Oh, now Howie's decided he's not getting enough attention. Okay. We'll let that dry a minute. I think that'll look cute. Now I'm wondering what to do with the telephone. Should I add color to the telephone or leave it? Let's see. Should I add color or just leave it like that? Oh my goodness, Susan, that's not enough. Leave it, Rose says. That's what I'm thinking. Leave it. It's pretty. Oh, is Ruth leaving? Good night, Ruth. Uh-oh. Howie. Your timing sucks, dude. What's the matter? No. Don't turn blind up. Come on. You guys got stick tights all over you. Oh, lightning bugs have started up again. Do you use stick tights too, buddy? No? Yeah, you got stick tights all over you. That's why he jumped up. He wants me to get the stick tights off. All right. Quit playing with the cats. I like the phone natural too. I think I'm going to glue it down. Then I'll have to figure out. There's the kitty cat. All right, I'm going to get something to stick that down good with. Smush, smush, smush. All right, the phone is glued on, and I left room for a quote. I'll have to go on Pinterest. As Scott says, I hate Pinterest. Find a nice little quote to stick up there on the top. I'm gluing it down with E6000, so this sucker won't come off ever. All right, so that's the one with the telephone. I just need to add a quote. And I can't do that, right this minute. Group question. Guys, everybody have to use puffy envelopes, and I don't have any yet, and time's short. Okay, I'm gonna set that here. Tippy? You're not spoiled. Do you want to go back outside? Okay. So does the kitty look okay like that? Oh, does everybody have to use the puffy envelopes? No, if you don't have something that might get crunched or anything on it, if you have tissue paper or recycled bubble wrap or anything like that, if you've got something fragile. If not, you could just wrap it in a piece of computer printer paper. Just wrap it part way in that, three-fold it, put the tag down and fold it, and then fold it, and then put it in your envelope. It would probably be fine. All right, so I've got the kitty cat on here. And I could put a quote up there. Like I love to add the quotes. Put the kitty all the way at the bottom of the tag on this one. And I do want to add this strip of this along here. I've got my glue on here. Just have to get it hot. I don't think it's been hot recently. Yeah, this is the napkin I chopped up to do these with. All right. I'm going to add some of this down this side here. I think I got it upside down because it's not looking right. Maybe add some flowers to it too. Since the cat's got flowers on his body, I might add some flowers. Yeah, Peg's right. You could use recycled boxes like from cereal or crackers even, and just tape around the edge. You just want to keep in mind, you don't want it to get too fat or they'll charge you extra. I about had a coronary when the lady at the post office told me my starter quilting block was going to be $10. And I put it in a nice big flat envelope. And I said, "Are you sure about that?" She said, "Oh, no, this can go for $2.50. So push back on them sometime and ask them why they've upped the charge, you know, if it's a package or is it a large envelope, because there's $8 difference basically. E6000, it works good, but man, it stinks. Oh, good night, Mary. Red collar on the kitty? Tippy jumped down. He didn't like that idea of having to have a collar on. Tippy, don't dig the furniture. Woo! Scared me, boo-boo. What about some sequin trim around the kitty's neck? I don't know what I've got in red. Let's see. Somebody's being naughty. Don't pull that lamp down on yourself, dummy. Whoop. What are you doing? He just climb inside a bag under the... Sorry. This cat is a nut. Sorry, concentrating. Well, big time, what you knock over this time? Jealous much? Knocked the fan over, huh? Well, this isn't going on as straight as I had envisioned, but it's going to have to be. I'm not going to be able to stay on too much longer myself because my wrist is starting to ache a bit. All right, I'm going to just hopefully snip this off and not have sequin bits going everywhere. And a collar on the kitty, huh? Yes. Right now he's tearing into the one of those cardboard cat digger things that you get that you can add catnip to. They were $2.50 at Aldi's, and they've taken turns about ripping it apart. The one that's the most hilarious is Howie, because he's the biggest of the three cats. But Tippy's pushing it around in here like it's nothing tonight. Careful. Hey, you nutcase. Tippy. Why don't you go play leapfrog with Howie? Tippy. I'm not going to feed you. You're acting like a lunatic. I cracked the door, so hopefully they won't bring something in. Okay. Yeah, this porch here at the cottage used to be all screened in, but I took the screen off when the people came to paint. But they didn't paint the porch, so I don't know. I'm catching up on chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah, these cats were feral cats, so their mothers taught them how to hunt, and they seem to know how to cross the street without getting run over and that kind of stuff. But the cats that we have, Cole would probably be fine because he was also a feral cat from here. But little Piper, she's been a pampered princess down there. So I would be afraid to let her out. Oh, yeah. If you've brought them in and they've been babied to be indoors, then I wouldn't let them out. Yes, the ones that are indoors, like Piper, she's a pampered little princess. Boy, she's not happy I brought that Cole kitten down there, but you know what? They've become good playmates, and she's not waking Greg up, when he's trying to sleep as much because she's got Cole to play with. Now, they do brutalize him in other ways, but all right. I feel like it needs something. I don't know. And I'm trying to think of what I have. I have ribbon, but I'm afraid when I tried to glue it down, and I've already glued it down, or I would have wrapped it around, maybe tied a bow, but I didn't do that. Anywho, I was going to see about some flowers. Let's see. I just want to add a little something too. Maybe this one's not the one. No, this is stuff I think folks have sent me, and I don't think there's any flowers on here. Because I think I moved the flowers to something else. Okay, this has got just all sorts of stuff in it. Oh, I wish I'd pulled that out now. These butterflies are pretty. Uh-oh. I look up on the screen and I can tell whether I like something or not. I meant to move the truck to the driveway before it got dark, so that when Scott pulls in tonight, he can pull straight down the yard and not have to deal with that. But see, I've got stickers stuck everywhere, all kinds of stickers and stuff. We could do call me on that tag there. Let's save those. That was a doodle page I did. Doodly doodles. I ought to save that out and add it to a journal page. Some more letters. These are memory labels. Let's see what one of those looks like. And I got bells and buttons. If you see something you think would look good on something, just holler. I'll try to look up. Call me is perfect. I don't see anything else in here. Oh, I just got to use up some of this stuff. This is crazy. Generally, female cats are the best hunters. Like if you need a barn cat, it's best to do a female cat. Male cats are kind of lazy. Man, that tag on there is really thick. Might reuse that for something else. I think Tippy finally went out, and I want to shut that door so that I don't get some crazy critter coming in here like a possum or a raccoon. Be careful, boys. We're sitting out there next to each other watching traffic go by like two little old men. I've got freedom, awesome, fantastic, dream, believe, discover, and fantastic. I kind of like the fantastic. It's on a little foamy thing. Put the Fantastic on here with the cat. What do you think? Put the Fantastic on there with the kitty cat. Yes. I think I'm going to add, I'm going to try to peel off some of the foam and add something else so it's not so stuck up. All right. So now I have artist trading card done for today and tomorrow. So tomorrow I won't have to make one, which is good that I'm getting ready to wrap up because I think I've done about all I can with this wrist. I'm sorry, guys. I need to make up labels for the backs of these. I don't know if somebody has a printable for the ATC a day 2018 thing. If there's a printable that can be printed off to add to the backs. If not, I'll create one and leave a place. There we go. So this one's done. And usually when they're all flat, I'll put clear coat on them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm cheating. How am I cheating? Because I'm doing two at once. So I was thinking of using these gold letters and writing on here, call me. I don't know how the gold would look on there. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. See, and my mom is, oh, I told her, I said, stop feeding the coyotes. Don't put food out for them. They're bad news. Coyotes are bad news. All right. So put call me on it or no? Makes me think of that Blondie song. Call me. Alive. Call me anytime. You remember that song? All right, I'm going to use Blondie. That's telling my age, isn't it? That I know who Blondie is. I like to pick the letters up with something metal because I find that they don't stick to it as much as they do your fingers. These aren't the most artistic trading cards, but I'm getting them. I'm making one a day. It's hard to see them. Wonder if there's something I could do to make them more visible. It is on, Kathy. It's just, it's still hurting. That'd be awesome, Peg. Lisa, I have a Facebook group for the folks that are actually subscribed to my group. And when it caps at 130, I won't be letting anybody else in, simply because that's about all I can manage to manage properly. I find that when the groups grow really, really large, a lot of negative things happen, and I want to keep it fun and easy for me to deal with. So that's why I'm capping it at 130, and you have to be subscribed to my channel to join the Facebook group. And it is spelt the same as the channel is here on YouTube. So Aunt Beck's Creations on Facebook. But as I said, when we hit 130, I won't be accepting anymore. I've got 3 people have requested to join that I didn't click through because they didn't say they were subscribed, or they didn't answer any of the questions. And the questions are there to prove that you are subscribed to my channel and that you're not a robot trying to fill my feed up with, you know, ads for sunglasses or pornography or something like that. I want to keep it fun for everybody. And I'm sure some drama happens. It always does. But I'd like to keep it to a minimum if at all possible. You know what I wish I had? An exclamation point. Oh, well. It just says call me. I don't know if you can even see the call me. You can see the glitter of it, but can you read it? See, it just, oh well. I tried. I wonder if I went around it with, like, I don't know. Holly, honey, I don't know. The questions pop up when you go to join the group. I did add them a little while after I had started the group, when I noticed other groups were doing it to prevent the robots from coming in. Lisa says to add some black around. Okay. Or a white gel pen. Huh. Let's see. I've got white gel pens. Let's see if we can get one of them to write. And once I go around that with something, if anybody's got any questions about something, Lisa, My Eclectic Life, said that she would be interested in a traveling art journal. We would do like we did with the boho tags, maybe, and it would be like a round robin, like I'm doing with my quilt group, where we would make up little journals out of, you know, some kind of paper, that whatever we want to use. If you don't have art paper handy, you could use any kind of paper that you have at your house, or recycle your mail. Like if you get those political postcards, those make great pages for art journals too, because anybody can gesso on it and turn it into a page. So if you want to do it, and we call it a recycled art round robin, we could do that and maybe put 6 pages in the book, and then each person in it would fill in a page, and we would just mail it from one to the other. Like Like if it was me, Lisa, Mary, we could do, I would mail to Lisa, Lisa would mail to Mary, and then Mary would mail to me. So it is constantly going in the same direction until it comes back to you with all of the pages finished. Now, if that's something you guys would like to do, we can talk about it more on the group and make plans to do that. That might be fun. All right, I'm going to turn this off because I don't need it anymore. All right, so let's see. I've got white and a glitter black and a silver, but I don't want to add any different. Maybe more glitter is not a good idea because we've got all of that. I do have, this is a, it's a glaze pen. So it kind of stands up on the paper, but this is in a, I think a gray, or it might be dried up because I've had it forever. It's doing something, but you just can't see it. Yeah, it's a silver. The white gel pen, you guys think? Do the white? The ATC looks dark, so use white. Okay. Sounds like a good idea. It is dark. It's got black and metallic green and copper on it. So let's see if I can make sure this thing is writing. Yeah. Let's see if my eyeballs will work. These are fancy letters too. I should have used the plain letters. Somebody sent me some baseball card holders, and for the life of me, I haven't been able to find them yet. They're here somewhere. Oh, to be in one location, one home, one house, one craft room. Of course, my craft room at the other house is just all packed away, so there's nothing really left down there that I can get to. I could never live the nomadic life, I'm afraid. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home and doing stuff at home. Man, this is getting hard to see. Gel pen's not liking the metallic paint, I don't think. Good grief, Tippy. Scared the daylights out of me, you fool cat. It's getting scary. Miss Ethel turn her light off so you can't see. I can't hold you right now, no matter how many times you try to trip me and kill me. You have to wait a minute. So let me show you. It's kind of showing up better. Other Lisa, how much would we owe you, hon? I'd be more than glad to, you know, I don't want you to do it all for free, because I was just thinking we'd recycle, you know, stuff we have laying around. Because as I said, I'm trying to not go in the stores as much anymore and save some more money. Because it's quite clear at this point that we're not going to be able to get the same level of housing that we're selling for the same price up here. It's going to cost us more. Okay. Okay, I'm liking the white now that it's settling in. It's still making me think of Blondie, though. I don't know why it keeps skipping. It's like there's something on the tip of the pen. Man, it's hot in here. Tippy, did you break the fan that was blowing on me when you knocked it over? Of course, he ain't talking. Crazy fool cat. I told Scott, I said, Roses is hiring. He gave me a look like, you're not doing retail no more. I really don't want to. I just was thinking, you know, if I did work a few hours here and there, maybe I could help, that we could hire some people in to do some stuff. But Scott's so particular. I doubt that would go over too well anyway. We do need to hire a good plumber that'll come in and fix up where the bad plumber we had messed up the plumbing in the hall bathroom. They cut the pipe off, and when they did the new connection to go into the city sewer line, because at one time we were on a septic tank in our house down there, and we paid them to come in and hook us onto the city line, and they cut the line on the bathtub, and it was an old cast iron line. And what they did is they brought the pipe over, and the drop from the tub, they didn't connect the pipe from the tub drain down to the new pipe to the street. They didn't make a connection there. They just let the old pipe that came down from the tub go into the pipe with no connection. So this pipe fits inside this one, but if the water goes down too quickly, it bubbles back up and comes out between the two pipes, if that makes sense. So we got to get that dealt with before we can list the house. And every time it's like every time we think we're getting close to where we can list it, we think of other things that really need to be done so we can get the most out of the house that we can. All right, there. The call me is in white outline. There, now you can see it. Buffering, she says, yeah. Sometimes when it starts buffering a lot, if you just hit the refresh button, it'll fix it. Also, if you're set at a slower speed, sometimes that'll cause problems. So anyway, there's my artist trading cards. I did my June journal page for my paper bag journal, and I'm going to try to get the binding done on that. You've lost me now. Oh, there you're back. Okay. Oh, you're getting new internet tomorrow. We're enjoying the cable that we have right now. It works, seems to work a whole lot better than the U-verse my sister-in-law had in here. Yeah, I think my camera is a 1080, and that might be causing y'all some problems. Oh, Sarah didn't get to see the journal page. Hang on. Okay. Oh, I've created quite the mess for myself. I'm going to set the artist trading cards up there, and I'll post pictures on Instagram of those in a minute. But this is the June page. It's made out of a lunch bag, and a flap is added using just cardstock. This is just extra paper here. But I make a flap, and inside the paper bag, there's a big tag that you can add pictures or journaling on both sides. And that slides back in the paper bag on the side with the flap. Then if you turn the page, on this side you've got a pocket, and generally I have a giant playing card that I cover with some of this paper. In fact, I saw one just a minute ago, and I'll show you. Okay, now. I got these out of Goodwill clearance. I just found some of these in there, and it fits down in there. And I'll cover it with the same papers, and it'll just tuck in there. I've also made with cardstock threefold. Let me get my other pages. Hang on. Here I said I was going, but no, Sarah didn't see it. No. Okay. All right, so let's see. This is the June page. May, I just had the tag. I haven't filled this in. May was our anniversary month, so I need to get some pictures of him and I that I took, printed off, and put them in here. So it's got the tag in the bag too. So I didn't add anything different than what I had with the June. April is when we did, I can't remember when I received that angel, but I kind of like how she looks there. We did the zines, and this is the zine. Oh dear, it's stuck in there. That's not good. This is the zine that, oh, the name. Her name would be in here. I can't remember. Oh, girls, I don't remember who made this, and it's not signed inside, is it? Or is it? Hang on. Yes. Ramona. Ramona made this for me. Poor Ramona. I hope she's doing okay. She lost her son and her husband within 2 weeks. It's horrible. And then this was from Kathy here. And then this one I actually filled in. I did really good in April, and then it just kind of fell off. So yeah, I got all this stuff in here, different things people sent me. And this was something I wanted to show. This is what I mean by a trifold. It just folds. You make it so it folds in on itself. And there's some of my Mary art. Or you can make up yourself a little note. This is just something I found that I liked, and I saved that in there. I did some samples off some stuff I found at the thrift store. It was Tim Holtz Distress Paints. Then I got a huge bag for like $1 something. I like to print off some of the quotes I find on Pinterest. I have my dentist appointment, and she sends out these really cute postcards when you're due your dentist, your appointment's coming up. Let's see. In March was my birthday month, so I printed this off. I thought about doing this 30 days to minimalism challenge, and it tells you, like, purge your wardrobe, get rid of digital devices, write your best qualities, just different things you can do. My round robin returned home, and this is the little book I made to travel along with it. And in it, like when I started it, this is some of all of the fabrics I used in my starter block of my pieced kitty cat. And then each lady that added to it put like her city and state that she's from, what she added, some of the fabrics she used, and then so on. So this one went from me in South Carolina. It went to North Dakota. It went to Kansas. It went to Washington State. And then it went to Maine, I think. Nope. Then it went to Illinois and then Maine. And then this was one of the fabrics that she included because that's what she added in her borders. And again, the quotes, some of my Mary art. She's got, this is poked in there, and she did poker chips things. And then this was like my birthday wishes and the things that I got. And I had to renew my driver's license, and I got my old driver's license in there. And then all of my birthday cards are in here. It just is jam-packed with birthday cards. Then in February, I got this grand plan, and we did this waterfall because I thought I would get lots of pictures taken. And we went to a car show, so I have pictures. I just need to print them off. So a lot of this is my own doing. And then these are tags and things that folks sent me. And then this was the very first one I did. And I painted this one. I did it more as a mixed media. There's some Mary art for me. And then I've got some things, projects that I made. I found some old inchies that I ran across that I thought would, and I saved fortune cookie things. We went and had Chinese a couple times. ATCs I made, tags and stuff, and then the tag on the inside has stuff. So anyway, that's what this project is. And I am going to go ahead and bind the first 6 months as one book, because look how fat this is. If I wait and try to do all 12 months in one book, it would be like out to here. And I just don't think that is going to work. So I think these are going to be great little mementos, but I do need to get pictures. I'm just going to print off pictures that are like the highlights of the events, especially ones that include pictures of family members, not so much of like at the car show. I'm going to include the pictures that include Scott. And if he took some of me just standing there trying to look interested, I'll include I'll include those too. We actually had a blast at the car show. It was a different experience. It was quite the drive for us. We drove up into Tennessee to go to that. So anyway, that's it. That's my paper bag journal and my next 2 artist trading cards. So this will be what, 6 and 7. I can share for those that haven't seen the ones I made before. I have got to find those baseball card pages. Somebody sent me a couple, but I have a box of them somewhere. This one's not included in the ATCs a day because I did this one before I knew about the artist trading cards. So, but I'm still going to put that in my binder. These are the ones we made together the other day. There's the feather and it's supposed to be a tree. and a cup of coffee and a flower. And then this is the one I made yesterday. And this is a flower. But I never thought of a way to use green flowers, so it matched the paper. There's Vicki saying hello, and we're wrapping up, Vicki. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then today I did 6 and 7. Plus I have a bonus one that I had made before I knew about the ATC a day event. But so far, this is what I've got to stick in my binder of ones that I've made. I want to do a separate one of artist trading cards that folks send me, because I think that would be fun to have memories of ones I made and then memories of ones folks sent me. And I like the way, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Shell C, that she was sharing hers, and she leaves it. She doesn't do like one on this side and one on this side. She leaves it so you can see the backs of them. And I think that's a good idea, because then you could just flip the page and say, oh yeah, Janet made that one for me, or Lisa made that one for me. I just thought that was cool. Yeah, I think there's several of us with bumps, bruises, injuries, and pain. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. And because I've been on since 7, so I've been on 2.5 hours. And that's probably about as good as I'm going to get. Now, Vicki, are you going to try to make it to Mary's live on Friday? She'll be, what is it? 7:30 her time, which is 8:30 my time. So 8:30 my time. I don't know what it is for you, Vicki. I think it's like early morning for you. No, it wasn't anything you said, Vicki. My wrist is about had it, and I think Janet had the right idea. I think I need to go put some ice on it. $7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So if you know how to figure it from U.S. Eastern time, it'll be whatever it is from 7:30 Central or 8:30 Eastern. Same to you, Susan. Okay, guys. What did I do? I did something in my sleep, because I woke up this morning and it was just hurting. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I overextended it. You know, sometimes when you're in your sleep, you'll bend your wrist back too far under your pillow or something. It just hurt. So I just put my brace on for today. So good night, everybody. Take care. I'll catch you on the flip side.